doing today? I just thought I'd come and show you.
Whoops, wrong video, guys. Trying to set up my iPad here, which is driving me crazy. I do this just so I can see the placement of my cards and everything, so I think I'm ready to start. I'm hoping that you can see everything. Hi, I'm Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I'm coming to you today with a technique called split card technique. And of course I have seen it on several YouTube videos by different people, and they usually use die cuts or that for it. I wanted to show a simple way of doing it, so I'm just going to be doing a stamping technique with doing the split card technique. I originally saw this from Jennifer McGuire, actually. She does a lot of how-to videos. She's not with Stampin' Up or anything, but I'm sure you've probably heard of her. She's pretty big in the stamping and scrapbook world. Anyway, I just want to say that with me being a demonstrator and stuff, I have a website. If you don't have a demonstrator and have any questions and would love to get a catalog from me, you can go to my website, ritaholmes.stampinup.net, and request a catalog, or you can email me at ritaholmes72@gmail.com. My YouTube channel, Stamp Crazy by Rita Holmes. I'd love for you to subscribe to that and share it as I do these technique videos, and hopefully some little card how-tos eventually. And I have a Facebook group, Stamp Crazy VIP, and I would love to have you join. Every Tuesday at 10 o'clock, I do my techniques live on that channel. So then I end up making them a Facebook video. But anyway, I also have a hostess code for May if you'd like to place an order. I'd love for you to do that and use my hostess code that you see right here. But without anything else, I think I'm going to get started. I'm going to first show you a few different cards. This is the one with just simple stamping, and this is the one that I'll be demonstrating today. But I'm going to show you a couple more. Here is one done with punches. And as you see, they go together, and then when they're cut apart, you make two cards. So that's with punches. It's with the Daisy Lane stamp set and punches from Stampin' Up. And then I have one done with die cuts, which takes just a little bit more time. But they go together like that. And then when you cut them apart, you have two cards. You just need to make sure when you're using punches or die cuts that you get everything glued down good, so when you cut that in half, that they're not trying to flip up on you. This uses the stamp set To a Wild Rose with the dies that match it. Let me show you. I think I got both of those stamp sets here. Here's To a Wild Rose, and here's what the die cuts look like. It's in our catalog now, and it's actually carrying over into our new catalog, which starts June 3rd. Same as the Daisy Lane. I forgot to bring the punches out, but here is the stamp set, and there's actually two punches that match this. There's a large daisy and a medium daisy, and I used both of those on the card. So anyway, that is what those cards are about. But like I said, I'm going to show you the simple one because all the videos I've seen has been done with die cuts. So I tried one with punches and then the simple stamping. These are so easy to make, and I think that you will enjoy them. I'm going to actually take and put down a dark piece of cardstock so that you're going to be able to see what I'm doing better. That was told to me by a customer of mine, really a great friend of mine, that when she was watching my videos, she couldn't see because I was doing white on white. So anyway, I'm going to lay this down and we are going to get started. I also, before I start stamping, I will tell you, when you join my Facebook group on Tuesdays, when I do my video, after I do it, I upload a PDF that tells you the card technique, what I used on it, how I did it, and then it tells you what I used in the card and how I did the card, how I layered it and stuff. So these are in the files on my Stamp Crazy VIP page on Facebook. They're there. You know, I put them in there and they're there. So I have past techniques in that. If you would like to go over there, join and be able to have access to techniques, I'd really love for you to do that. So I wanted to let you know about that. And also, don't forget that Stampin' Up's going to be bringing their new catalog out June 3rd. So we'll have some new product. When I did my cards, I did them with an actual card base, which measures 5.5 by 8.5. And what you want to do is you want to find the center, which would be 4 1/4, and draw a line. Now you could take you could take a ruler and mark your spot with a pencil at 4 1/4, and then you could take and line up your ruler and draw a line. To save a lot of time, what I did is I cut me out a piece of cardstock 5.5 by 4 1/4. So I just butt that up. I don't use a ruler. I don't use anything else. I just butt that up there. Draw me a faint line. Don't worry about that line being seen, because that's where you want to cut once we get this card made, okay? So that's just my cheating way, because that is actually what I like to do, is just kind of cheat when I'm doing something like this. So we don't want to cut our card yet. We're going to do all of our stamping before we cut. So I'm going to start. I'm actually using Beautiful Friendship. I'm going to use the hydrangea and the rose and the lilacs and then the leaves right here. And that's what I'm going to use on my card. Okay? So here we go. We're going to start out with the hydrangeas. They're the biggest. So we're going to go ahead and put those on. So I'm going to ink those up. And yeah, I know I'm using photopolymer stamps and I'm not putting a pad under it. I have such a heavy hand when I stamp that I really don't use a pad. I just rub, press down. Now these will dry a little darker, so I'm going to offset a little bit. Same over here. And that's what's going to give the cards just a little different look. So now I'm going to come in with my rose. I used Seaside Spray for the color of my hydrangeas. I'm going to come in now with Calypso Coral and do some roses. And you're just going to, and you will hit the line on some of them you won't, but that's okay. Okay, I think that's all the roses I'm going to put. And then now I'm going to come in with my lilacs, and I'm going to use Highland Heather for those. Okay, I have those. Now next we're going to come back in with our leaves. And with the leaves I'm going to use the Pear Pizzazz, which is probably my most favorite green color. I tend to use a lot of that. And I'm just going to add some leaves here and there. Nothing has to be perfect on here. It's a card. And it's going to be cut apart, so therefore it's going to look different. So I think I'm going to put some leaves up here, showing in my hydrangeas a little bit. Okay, there's my card, or my 2 cards. What we're going to do after we do this is we're going to bring in a paper trimmer. We're going to line our cardstock up at 4 1/4, and we're just going to slice. And now we have our 2 card halves. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiments on there. Try to say that 3 times real fast. I'm actually going to put this one down like this. And I think I'm going to take that stamp off and use one of this. That was out of the Dandelion Wishes set. And I'm going to get back into the Beautiful Friendship set and stamp a birthday card. I tend to make tons and tons and tons of birthday cards. And I have to say, guys, until this quarantine, I never sent out cards. Never. And I have sent over probably 100 cards since the quarantine. So that kind of got me doing something a little bit different. So anyway, here's our stamped images. And now what we're going to do is put our cards together real quick. With this card right here, I'm just going to put that on a regular white card. So you want to take, I want to move this piece that I stamped on. And you're going to fold it. I use Pampered Chef scrapers for your stoneware and stuff. I actually just love it. And I got used to using that instead of a bone folder, so that's what I do. Now what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to layer that right on top of there and have a card. I love Tombow glue. So what I'm going to do is just take and line my card up like that. I like to turn it over and rub it, and there we have, that's all there is to this card. Now the next card I just kind of did it on a colored cardstock, so therefore what I'm going to have to do is that once I do this, I'm going to bring my paper trimmer back in, and I'm going to take this 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to trim off 1/4 of an inch on this side. So therefore, what that's going to do, I'm going to line my card up on the side that it opens, so that on the fold, I have this line right here, okay? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that down. As I just got glue on my other paper. So let's be careful not get in it. That's me in a nutshell, guys. I can't do anything without making a mess of some sort. Okay, I glued that down. I'm going to rub it, make sure it's all adhered. Then I'm going to come back in with this little strip of black, and I'm going to add it right here to give some dimension. So what I'm going to do with this little bit of glue right here, first off, is I'm going to pick it up on this strip. Because I'm going to need it anyway. Then that way that'll dry faster. Then I'm going to take my black strip. Let me bring this piece of paper in. Lay it down real quick. And I take my Tombow glue and I just kind of dot it. Just don't squeeze real hard and you'll be okay. Okay, let's move. I'm going to actually leave that sit there so I don't get in that glue. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and bring this in and make sure that I get it straight. And that's one thing about the Tombow glue. When you're using it, especially to do a strip like this. And my strip, if you notice, doesn't meet quite at the top. So I'm going to bring my paper trimmer back in. And that's what I do when I'm making these type of cards, is I'm just going to slice off a piece of card so that matches. So there is that card. So if I put my two cards together, well, that's not the right card, is it? That was the one laying there. Started to say. If you put my two cards together, you'll see that they match. I can get them up there. Okay. But anyway, they will match. There we go. And that is this technique. Simple, simple, simple. And I encourage everyone to try it. It's fun. These are fast. If you want to make fast cards, just do some stamping. If you really want to wow some people, use either the die cuts or the punches. Just make sure, like I said, to get everything punched down, you're going to have a lot of layers right here to go through when you cut, so be careful when you're cutting. And but it's a fun card. Fun card. Just get your centers all really down. And also when you're stamping, especially on this card, I had to make this twice. Make sure you stamp your leaves and stuff out pretty far. The first one I did, I kept them in, and when I put my flowers on, you could barely see them. So what I did was lifted my flowers off in one piece, saved them, and redid the green part on another piece of cardstock, laid that down, then cut them. And it worked out great. But anyway, I would love to see your creations. I would love to hear from everyone. If you like my channel, since I'm just getting started, I'd love for you to subscribe to it, and I would also love if you could share it. I will be putting techniques on here every week, and hopefully some other videos as I get started. This is a whole new world to me, and as far as my stamping goes. And just wish me all the luck. And I will talk to you all later. And you have a great day today. Bye.